These last days, you have indicated a particular interest in these three land force topics. Urovesa will supply up to 700 Vamtac tactical vehicles to the Spanish armed forces. The Belgian army will buy 40mm grenades and armored SUVs for its special forces. And last, the deployment of Indian soldiers and combat vehicles in Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir. The Spanish Ministry of Defense and the Galician company Urovesa have signed a framework contract for the supply of up to 700 Vamtac high tactical mobility vehicles to the Army, the Air Force, the Navy and common structures for an amount of €146.3 million. The duration of the contract is 4 years, with the option for an extension for another 2 additional years. The contract specifications include the acquisition of 663 vehicles, although it's clear it is an approximate figure. In any case, the final number will be between 600 and 700 units, depending on the needs of each year and budget availability. 3 main variants will be manufactured: high tactical mobility, high protection, and amphibious without preparation. Each one has different configurations. For example, the high tactical mobility variant includes personal carrier versions, troop transport and command post, closed van, transmissions and ambulance, general cargo, containers and weapon system platform carriers for Spike, TOW, Mistral missiles. Water tank, firefighting, fuel tank and crane are possible ulterior configurations. On the 17th of July, the Belgian Council of Ministers gave its agreement to the launch of several public contracts for the defense, one of which concerns the purchase of war and exercise ammunition for the 40mm automatic grenade launcher, which arms Jankel Fox rapid reaction vehicles and Unimog JACAMs of the Special Forces Group. These are 40mm high-velocity, high-explosive tracers and 40mm high-velocity target practice tracer munitions. Another purchase concerns the first batch of armored SUVs intended to equip both the Special Forces Group and the Military Intelligence Service. The deployment of Indian soldiers and combat vehicles in Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir is a response to the deployment of Chinese army with artillery, tanks and troops along the border with India. The recent skirmishes are part of an ongoing military standoff between China and India. Since the 5th of May 2020, Chinese and Indian troops have reportedly engaged in aggressive melee face-offs and skirmishes at locations along the Sino-Indian border. Hence, a large deployment of Indian troops with T-90S Bhishma tanks and BMP-2 Sarat infantry fighting vehicles.
This week, you expressed a particular interest in the following topics for the naval sector. First, Russian Navy's second diesel-electric submarine Volkhov wrapped up shipbuilders' trials. Second, Lockheed Martin began construction of future Navy's Littoral combat ship USS Beloit. And last, Royal Australian Navy will get second of 6K-class patrol boats. The second out of 6 projects, 636.3 submarines ordered for Russia's Pacific Fleet, completed shipbuilder sea trials. The shipbuilder sea trials of the submarine Volkhov that was floated out in December 2019 were held from the 18th of June to the 31st of July. Over this period, the shipbuilder checked the subsonar, radar, communication and life support systems and other equipment. The Volkhov successfully accomplished its planned submergences. All the systems and mechanisms operated in the normal mode and in compliance with the stated operational characteristics. The Admiralty shipyard will soon begin preparing the submarine for state trials that are scheduled for mid-August. Following the state trial, the sub will be delivered to the Russian Navy. Project 636 submarines are considered among the world's most noiseless underwater cruisers. They can develop a speed of up to 20 knots, have their sea endurance of 40 days, and a crew of 52 men. Lockheed Martin and Fincantieri Marinette Marine marked the beginning of construction on Littoral combat ship LCS-29, the future USS Beloit, with a ceremony in Marinette. As part of shipbuilding tradition dating back to centuries, a shipyard worker welded into the ship's keel plate the initial of Major General Marcia M. Anderson, USS Beloit ship sponsor, and a Beloit, Wisconsin native. This plate will be affixed to the ship and travel with Beloit throughout its commission life. LCS-29 will be the 15th Freedom variant LCS and will join a class of more than 30 ships. To date, 4 Freedom variant LCS have deployed to support US Navy presence and peacekeeping missions. In May, LCS-7 USS Detroit partnered with US Navy destroyer and Coast Guard teams to serve interdiction missions in the US Southern Command area of responsibility. The ship delivers advanced capability in anti-submarine, surface and mine countermeasure missions and was designed to evolve with the changing security environment. Austal Limited is pleased to announce that Australia's Defence Industry Minister officially cut metal on the second of 6 new Cape-class patrol boats to be constructed by Austal Australia. Based on Austal's proven 58-meter aluminium monohull patrol boat design, the new Royal Australian Navy Capes include a number of enhancements that further extend the capability of the vessel and the fleet. Crew accommodation has been increased by 10 people, to now total 38, and quality of life provisions have been enhanced. Delivery of the first of 6 Capes, hull 811, is scheduled in September 2021, with subsequent deliveries of remaining vessels through the mid-2023.
Among the numerous pieces of news published on air recognition these last days, let's pick 3 of them. Indonesia offers to buy all 15 Austrian Typhoon fighters. Second, the US Air Force will receive the 8 F-35A stealth fighters manufactured for the Turkish Air Force. And last, 7 companies have signed agreements to boost opportunity to work on future combat air concepts and underpinning technologies across the Team Tempest. After initial clearance from the US State Department to buy Bell Boeing MV-22 Osprey tiltrotor aircraft, news broke that Indonesian Defense Minister Prabowo Subianto intended to buy Typhoon fighters from Austria. Prabowo sent a letter to his Austrian counterpart, Claudia Tanner, offering to buy the country's 15 Eurofighter Typhoon fighters that Austria bought in 2002 for €2 billion or $2.28 billion. The Austrian Defense Ministry, however, declined to comment on the offer. Selling Typhoons to Indonesia would be complicated, as it would need approval from the 4 European user countries, a difficulty that can be overcome though. The consortium already offered to move an assembly line from Spain to Bandung, should Indonesia decide to actually buy the Typhoons. Austria's Typhoons are from Tranche 1, a marker for basic operational capabilities, which focuses more on air defense missions, while the consortium has offered upgrades to Tranches 2 and 3, which greatly improves the fighter's ground attack capabilities. The 8 Lockheed Martin F-35A Lightning IIs, originally intended for Turkey, will be bought by the United States for $862 million, according to the press service of the Pentagon. The US Department of Defense stated the acquisition of the 8 F-35s, already manufactured for Turkey, among the 100 ordered, is implemented as part of a modification of the contract already signed with Lockheed Martin. The manufacturer will make the necessary changes to adapt these aircraft to the US Air Force requirements. In February 2019, NATO asked Belgium to buy an extra 14 F-35 fighter jets on top of the 34 units ordered, in view of carrying a larger number of missions, but Belgian Defense Minister Philippe Goffin replied that no budget for additional aircraft was available, and there won't be. A strange NATO dream, definitely. And a few months ago, there was a proposal made to the Belgian Ministry of Defense to buy the 8 Turkish F-35As already manufactured. The Belgian kindly declined this uninteresting proposal, as their F-35As will be delivered in the more modern Block 4 configuration. 7 companies representing the breadth of innovation across the United Kingdom have signed agreements to boost opportunities to work on future combat air concepts and underpinning technologies across Team Tempest. The announcement represents a significant step forward by bringing additional expertise into the Team Tempest project. The companies involved include Thales in the UK, Bombardier Belfast, Collins Aerospace, GE Aviation UK, GKN Aerospace, Martin Baker, and Kinetic. This is the first phase of organization to sign such agreements, with more to be announced. As a reminder, Team Tempest is a collaboration between BAE Systems, Leonardo UK, MBDA UK, Rolls-Royce and the British Ministry of Defence, working together to develop game-changing technologies at pace and in an affordable manner. At the opening of Farnborough on the 20th of July, British Secretary of State for Defence Ben Wallace spoke of the changing face of air power. The armed forces and industry must embrace new and emerging technologies to counter disruptive capabilities and adversaries. He said the British Armed Forces can no longer rely on one type of aircraft that can only do one thing. The focus must be on future combat air systems with a virtual brain which can embrace artificial intelligence, deep learning, sensors and communications technology.
Well, keep in mind that Defense Web TV has more than 1,400 videos on its YouTube channel. So please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell here under to be informed of the latest defense and security news.